neighborhood comes in and connects there. This was not here when we originally built the house. The Spanish word for cold today is
frío.
Muy frío. All right, so the homeowners have moved in, and one way to get a house completely done is to throw a party. So the homeowners have agreed to host all of our subcontractors for a party, and that happens in 3 weeks. So they have been kind enough to give me a punch list of all the items in their home. Most of the times punch lists are really paint related, but I have to do a lot of work to get the painters ready to go, like some drywall touch-ups, maybe a little bit of trim here and there. So I'm gonna take you through and show you some of the items that have to get done because I want this house. My claim to fame, as I try to do, is when people move in, which this is a remodel, so a little different, is that there is a no punch list. So I'm a little bit behind, but here it is. Let's get started and show you what it's like to do a punch list. Okay, the major thing on this punch list is getting this fireplace fixed. So now we're at the point where we're putting it back together. Alan's here today, reinstalling all the light panels. We thought the lights were bad. Actually, what it was is there's these little connectors that we're adding more to. Somehow they came loose, but we've gone overboard by insulating. We added an exhaust system in here to remove any heat that's coming in. So here's what it's looking like. We got everything back together, and Alan's adding these new panels. Some of the old ones are still on. We're using some of the old ones, right? Still, Alan? Or are we putting all new?
They're just different colors now because I can tell, so I can tell which, I can change the color.
Oh, you can change the color. So now you can see which ones
I can
old
see
and
which ones.
All right, so all this is today's Alan's day. Tomorrow is reinstalling all the granite. So we'll keep you posted on this. Let me show you what this looks like. These are LED mats. These are the old ones that we pulled off that you stick together. And here is this little tiny clip that we're adding a couple extra ones to because that is what ties this one together. And somehow these came loose, which created some dark spots. We don't know why they came loose because they were on, worked perfectly for the first month or two, and then they started going out. We are here hopefully to fix it once and for all. Okay, another big item on the list is finishing up the outside. We got the pool in, but this is the pool bar bath area. So we have a sink, we've got a countertop that's coming. Here's a kind of a cool thing. You can see it's actually a built-in ice chest, which is pretty razzle-dazzle. What I don't like is all this extra protective peeling stuff that somebody gets to peel off. I don't really enjoy that. But over here, got the supersized barbecue grill. Here is a griddle that's going in. This is like the perfect backyard bar barbecue. Look, I'll show you. Here's a better idea of a second cooler. I think these are great versus refrigerators. They have drains in them, so you can ice stuff down, and I think that's a much better way to go versus refrigeration, but they still have that too. Here's refrigerators. It's all taped together. So they have refrigeration, 1, 2. They got 2 ways to cook, griddle and a barbecue grill, and then the 2 built-in coolers. That's awesome. And then this is just a storage room that we put so you can keep all the pool supplies, towels, accessories. But over here on my punch list is the bathroom. Let me show you. So like I said, every pool, lake, you need a place for shade. You want to eat and drink, and then you got to do your business. So you need a bathroom. So in here, we're updating this, trying to turn some lights on. But what I'm going to do in here is we've taken all the base and case off, and we're going to replace it with exterior siding because it has a concrete backing like a James Hardy. So that will get all trimmed out in here because you can see this floor is like a garage floor. It even has a drain. So what you're able to do is just really come in, hose this whole place out. Let me show you the bathroom. So we have a vanity that's coming. This is all concrete, which is the foundation. They'll get painted, so we will not put any trim on there. The trim will go up above. The vanity goes here. And we left the shower as is. It's plenty fine, and the paint colors will, the decorators picked out, designers will look very nice. So this is the next thing. There'll be a toilet that has to get replaced and new one put in. So this will be an updated pool bath, just like the rest of the house. So also inside the pool bathroom is a second storage area. It's kind of a dressing room where you can put your shoes and backpacks because your guests are coming. You need a place to put things. As you come around the corner, we're going to fix this up a little bit. This is where the pool equipment and the water goes. So we're gonna build a cabinet around this that opens and closes so it doesn't look like you're in an unfinished space. So that is on the punch list. Also in this pool room, I'm a big fan of mini splits. We have this entire space is heated and cooled with its own mini split, and you have a thermostat. You set it. Right now we keep it at about 60 degrees, even though we're probably not using this year round, but we have a lot of plumbing in here that we want to protect. And so we've got everything turned off, but just to have that extra warmth in here gives me peace of mind as a builder that we're well protected. And but typically this is something that will keep it air conditioned because it's super hot in the summertime. And that allows people to be very comfortable when they come in off the pool to look to do the restroom and do whatever business they have to do. Another nice feature if you're planning on doing some outdoor barbecue area is that these are under counter lights. This is something different, but this right here has been cut out. You can see where we've cut this out here, and there's lights that run all the way underneath there. So when the countertop goes on in the evening, you have that backlit. It's gonna be beautiful. So Tom has built all the railings, and now he's gotta come back since the guys have already stained them, and then he's gotta reattach the top rail. So another item on my punch list, to start getting this house all finished up. Because this backyard is basically all concrete and we have all the downspouts draining underground, it's important that we manage this water. So we have drains everywhere, but it has to end up somewhere. So look at this piping that we've done. Plus, we have to pick up all the neighbors because we're at the bottom of the hill, and they've come up with this solution years ago where it ran down the lot line. So now we have upgraded our system, and we've also helped the neighbors without any help from them increase the size because we're responsible. Actually, not really responsible, but we're here to fix because we've damaged the pipe during construction. So we're putting it back, but we've doubled the size of this thing so that once we get it underground, it's all done right, and everything now runs all the way out to the street, actually into the city sewer. This is where the entire neighborhood comes in and connects there. We're gonna connect it down and continue it in a supersized pipe all the way to the street. So Eugenio's here to save the day again. We have the fascia has been getting damaged because of the gutter. What was it? Too close?
The corner, it's leaked right there.
Oh.
That's why it damaged the fascia.
Okay, so the home's, I don't know, 18, 20 years old, and it's just a few spots. And since this home has been totally revamped, it's basically brand new, we're going through and just finding all the little details. And Eugenio's helping me out, and he's just fixing some of the corners where the fascia has showing signs of some deterioration of mold. So, are you about done?
Yeah, I'm done.
And it is very cold, and the Spanish word for cold today
Muy
is
frío.
muy frío. So what are you gonna do now?
Nothing. I need one elbow.
Yeah, we're gonna put an elbow because there was, that gun, the way it was set up originally years ago, was running right off into the roof, right?
Yeah.
And so now we're gonna block that end,
Block the wall, go to the roof, and it's coming down to the elbow.
and then we'll come a little elbow, put a downspout on there to start letting the water come down to the roof, which is running out the backside, which is starting to rot out the wood. So good fix, Eugenio. Bueno.
Gracias.
All right. All right. See that scuttle hole right there? Well, that's the access so that we can get to the backside of that fireplace. This is a enclosed patio and it's landlocked from the, I guess that's a weird term, but it's locked from the main house. There's a wall up there that divides the house from this area. So we need access in the event we need to do some repairs or make some adjustments because we added an air exchanger to pull the air out behind the fireplace to keep that hot air out as much as possible. There's a thermostat in there, and so we're insulating it. So that will be our attic access from the outside. So little tiny repairs that we can hopefully have solved this problem and keep the lights working great on the beautiful lit up fireplace. All right, I'm gonna show you some of the repairs that we've done to prevent and hopefully eliminate the chance of these lights going out ever again. So we believe there's been an air issue, heat coming into the fireplace. So we pulled these panels off. When we got the stuff off, these lights actually worked. There were some little tabs up in here that were coming undone. So when we put this back together, we're adding more tabs to join up all the electrical. Here's what we've done. I'll take a peek inside and I'll tell you. So the issue is this generates so much heat from the fireplace. And then what we're going to do is be able to draw the air out. We have a thermostat, and then also we've cut holes in several different locations so that we can get air moving around inside this thing. And that's why we have a scuttle hole right outside, right up there. So that's how we access the ceiling in this room, because there's a full wall up above, and then it's easier to access the back. So next step is we're gonna insulate this fireplace with like a special fire rated insulation, and then we'll start putting this all back together. Omar was able to fix this wall. We thought we were gonna tear out these pocket doors. They're always a bit challenging. We like to do these with a 2x6 wall, but this is framed as a 2x4, and then you just have, see how thin that is with drywall? So this is a new track that would have gone up in the ceiling, and Omar was able just to add a little grease to the wheels, do a little maintenance, and so now we get to take this back and save some. All right, so every duct in this house, he goes through, and this is like, you call this a whip, you said, right?
Right.
It goes in and breaks loose anything that could be in the ductwork, and then that's a supersized vacuum that you saw downstairs that goes through all the duct, and you collect that. So
Yep.
you getting some pretty interesting things.
Yeah, some dust and a lot of debris, for
There's
sure.
probably chicken bones.
A couple.
What's the craziest thing you've come up with?
Oh man, just probably trash from like McDonald's trash from the 1950s. Nothing like that in here.
Not here,
obviously.
yeah. So
no.
you probably see a lot of crazy stuff in
I
the
do,
ductwork.
I do.
That's why it's so important to clean your ductworks, especially on new construction, but probably
Oh, absolutely.
how often should you do it on a new house? Living in a home
Yeah,
that's
anywhere
existing.
between 5 to 7 years.
5 to 7 years, because they get dusty. All right.
Sure do.
This will be clean as a whistle. Okay, so I'm here with Louise. He's here to save the day and help us with all the drywall touch-ups. This is stuff that you're here to fix. You didn't do the original work, right, Louise? Mm-hmm. So with your talents, that's the hard part, is getting these smooth ceilings staying smooth so we don't hide. We had a small little hairline crack. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. Gone through the house and touched up everything, and so do you have to come back mañana?
Yes.
And then sand, is that the last coat? When can I have the painters come?
I don't know.
Don't know, but you'll be done tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes.
All right, I appreciate getting that so quick. So
Okay.
we need guys like this to keep this house going. I got a big punch list, and this is just a few things on the list. Louis doesn't do his job looking good, the painter can't finish, and everybody knows if his job is done right or wrong because you'll see the dings and the dents. So there's no hiding his work. So good job.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is where the pool addition connects to the main house. And so we've created this little corridor This was not here when we originally built the house. So since we've done the pool, we have all this ugly stuff back in here, and it's gonna double as storage, but out of the way. So what we're gonna do to hide it is today, we got guys, oops, pretty handy. We're gonna start putting up just a decorative gate that will come in here, fill all this in, so we still have access, but it'll be pretty. You won't see behind all this, so we'll keep you posted on that. All right, we're wrapping up the exterior. When we started this project, this neighborhood, there's about 5 houses. Because we're towards the end and the bottom of the hill, this pipe was put in years ago to collect all the water from the neighbors. But since we've been using this as our only way going in and out of the back of the house, we've since then disconnected. You can see we've trashed this line. We're gonna be tearing that out, and we've put in brand new 12-inch line that goes underground, and it connects to the city sewer. So there should not be any problems of draining this backyard pool, as well as all the neighbors. This has been improved immensely, a great deal, and the homeowner has taken this expense on himself. He could have went back into the neighbors and said, hey, we're upgrading it, but since he did all the work, I think it's the right thing to do. He has improved it because it's running through his lawn, his property line, so he did it the right way. Let me know what you guys think.